안녕하세요. Hi, everyone. It's my pleasure meeting all of you. This is my second webinar from year 2020, last year. For those who are joining for the first time, welcome. For those who are joining for the second time, thanks for coming back. And again, I had prepared something that I feel like it would be really useful and meaningful for all of you in terms of understanding US markets and how to really prepare yourself and your company to launch yourselves in US markets. So here I will start the session. So US market study, through this webinar, I would love to show some of the US trends and colors, and as well as some important topics that I've been meaning to talk to you about, how to understand US market and how to prep and to expect to launch sometime soon. Before I do that, I'd love to introduce myself briefly. For those who have not met me. Hi, my name is Leah Shin, and I'm a design director here at C&H Interiors from Atlanta, Georgia. As an interior design company, we do interior design, branding development, graphic design, textile design, furniture design, and surface design, lighting design and storytelling, color consulting, space planning, as well as some other affiliated things that we get to do for projects and making products. Here are 5 topics that I prepare. The first one is a trend and now. I would love to show you some of the new things that are going on, some big movements and some changes that are in the industry. And second is a color studies, a color talks, and the color forecasts that there are coming in, and they're now, they're later, and all the mix of the color talks that we will get to share. And approach is something that I would love to tell you about what US buyers are expecting from vendors that there are from, not just from US, but from other countries as well. And the next one is US market flows. The maps will show you how US market really grows and how it moves and how it operates. So you guys can kind of taste what it is to understand how it works in US. And then lastly, this is something that I had shared with you last year, but I wanted to emphasize some of the things that I would like to ask you to prepare really well. So when your products are launched in US market, that it will go strong and you will see immediate success, and some of the connection could be made right away. So here we go. Trends and now. The big movement that I see is that things are going quite bold. There's no shyness of making it to small scales. It's going oversized, and there are a lot of things are coming in very heavily into the bold geometric patterns. But not just the patterns, but colors are coming very strong as well. So they really want to express the design statement into the maximum level that I do see. Pure and natural themes. This has been going on for a while, where pandemic actually started. This pure and natural themes had swept over the entire country, I'm sure entire world. People wanted to be simple. They wanted to kind of start talking more about their health issues, and they have become very focused on their living part, and they want to make a very well living. So this pure and natural themes are going pretty strong, and mixture of a lot of linens and natural fibers, and there's no fuss and very quietness in this, the look and feel. So this is pretty strong trends still now. Again, global and ethnic designs. The African tribal, some ancient patterns are really in, and a lot of them are in the more of the darker schemes of colors and black and white and some brown tones and earthy tones are really bringing something that we haven't really seen for a really long time, that they're really bringing into the different types of things, not just the home textile, but in furnitures and arts. And there's such a celebrational, the ethnic designs talks in the industry. The next is fun colors and details. So now people are really coming with such a fun expectation. People are probably having very difficult time just staying home, being quarantined. So they're really finding the new ways to really bring themselves out in different formats and different patterns, and not just in the textile, but it is going on the walls and all different surfaces they're trying to touch that really that it mingles into their new ways of expressing the art form into others. And stripes and checks. And again, these are a very classical approach. The stripes had been very strong throughout the history and hasn't really been gone away, but it's coming in again with all different scales of checks and stripes, which are really new. So there are really bold on mixing different types of stripes and different types of checks and plaids into the same page, which is fairly new. And rounded corners and shapes. The softness and feminine forms are really in. Whatever the reason, they're unique, this vintage and retro vibes that we are seeing for the last several years. And then now it's really coming into the furniture forms where the sharp corners are actually gets touched with the softness. So they started really rounding the corners and lines into the very softness. Maybe people are really finding the comfort level where they just see the lines and silhouettes for them to be comforted. So this new movements are very interesting. So everything's round, although there are some really sharp corners in certain patterns like stripes and plaids. But a lot of things are rounded right now. Granny chic style. For whatever the reason, the granny, this kind of grandma country, kind of outdoor living, outdoor in, the florals and different patterns, and there's no laws or just anything you mixed in and make it really fun and very just so just expressing something that is so meaningful, very personal, that touches your heart are really in. So the millennials actually really going after this styles very strongly. They are bringing very nostalgic, some memories of their childhood. They had good memories about their grandmothers, grandfathers are really in the design schemes, which is really interesting mixture that we're seeing. So they are really bringing their what really is in their hearts and their minds and their history. They're really coming into the design context, and we're seeing a lot of floral. There are not just the old styles of very new and fun and bold schemes. And again, as well as around the corners, the 70s retro styles are definitely in. People are bringing the memories that they have seen from the 70s themes. They're really in the smaller scales of furnitures and some mixed mod styles that they're really in. They're really bringing into the new ground that they're really well mixed. It doesn't look dated. It really doesn't look like 70s, but it is definitely look 2020. But they're really coming strongly. Gallery look, home look. So another trend that they're really going on right now, people are really looking new ways to improve their look and feel of their homes and their spaces. So they are really looking for gallery, more museum style of the ways of space planning and different textiles, and the things are really coming very strongly. I think it is really time to express themselves. So there are really the new ways to make the furniture, not just the overall, the functions only type of look, but definitely one of a kind, very statement type of look that people are looking for. New minimal look. So minimal has been going on, especially since COVID had brought the simplicity of the lifestyle, and we don't want to really consumed in so many different things, that people are getting simpler and a little bit more cleaner in all the things that they're thinking. So even that that we see in the design context, that they are bringing just a new newest kind of look of the minimal look. They're in the forms of furnitures and the designs of homes, as well as textiles and carpets and things on the floor, on the wall and all. But when it meets, what people are really looking for these days, they are looking for warmth. The minimal is not cold. It used to be a little bit uninviting, a little bit more hard to approach. But now new look, the minimal look is very warm, very approachable. They're very adaptable. They want to kind of come in and then just like snuggle around in that really comfy chairs. So people are really looking to the new ways to bring themselves to be expressed. And whether that is really bold, geometric, or global themes, or the 70s, whatever that it is, they're new, the people are definitely finding very unique ways to bring themselves out. What they're really thinking inside, they're expressed. So we're really seeing all different mixtures of the designs are really coming in, and it's quite exciting to see all of it in the marketplace. So whatever that the design schemes that you guys are actually working with right now, and I'm sure these will help you to kind of clean up some of the things that you've been developing. So hopefully this will help you a lot. And new colors. This buttercream, which is not too yellow, something that I see being a little bit fresh, or are definitely coming in vanilla, off-white, something a little bit that it's not really heavy into yellow colors, but they're more in gold based on the beige themes that there are in. So buttercreams are coming in. So the buttercreams are in the different types of the furnitures and textiles, and as well as other interior decors. They're really in monochromatic schemes that they're very soft. Again, we talked about the pure natural themes are really in, but people are really looking forward to soften their minds. So I think this color buttercream is really coming, softening all the things that they're looking for. The natural browns are coming in. So again, coming from the global ethnic, that aspect had brought the celebrational type of a brown that they're in a different formats. And now they're in fashion. And I know coppers are mixed in a little bit. So the natural brown that really brings earthy tones in different shades and different hues are in. Well mixed in with buttercreams. And again, you can see there are different types of brown, not just one shade and hues, but all different types of the wood colors and natural things that make you kind of calm and really bring back to nature. Those are in. And shades of green. This I have felt that it is so strong, but this green is, although it's, there are several greens that they're out there and people are using and bringing and inviting, but at the same time, it's not really a typical green that you might think of. It has a lot of blues in it. It has a lot of gray in it. It's almost like an emerald. The colors of tropical ocean in different the areas that brings a dark, deep forest green that mixed into a little bit of quartz and almost like a stone rock type of gray that are mixed in. So it kind of creates a unique vibes of shades of green that really gets expressed in so many different ways. So there's a little bit of avocado, there's a little bit of new kind of minty greens, and all the way to deep green that has a lot of blue within. So which is really fun. And the green actually kind of brings something that are very new, that are in the nature, they're inside of homes and in textile formats, that there are really bringing the types of the things that see in the nature there are in the space as well as on the surfaces. A tech blue, they named it tech blue, but this is kind of like very metropolitan type of blue that is very fun and bold. And like I mentioned in the trend study, the boldness is really in. People are really finding different ways to really express the maximum level. So this blue is bringing such a boldness, the newest way of really going straight forward into the next era in the fashion, in the furniture, in the home textile, and all of in context, you will see this tech blue and very deep conversational blue will be soon to be out there that you guys can see. As you can see, it's quite bold. And again, this dahlia orange, this kind of brings me the kind of different feeling. You know, when it comes to orange, you know, it could be the fur orange, it could be something like mandarin, but again, this is going pretty bold. You know, whatever the orange actually has done before, now it's at a maximum level again. So people are really infusing all the things that they're really melt well into the color scheme as well. So you see the boldness of the orange as well. So when it comes, it really pops. And even within the buttercream color scheme, that couch, the settee is sitting on the dark floor, which is the natural brown, the orange really pops. So it really comes as a statement. You don't really need a lot of orange. Maybe you need one or two items that it really pops in the space. Military gold. Gold is coming in again, but again, it's not really a sharp bronzy gold, but it is definitely mixed in the subdued, different, the shades of gold that I haven't really seen. So the rose gold was in for a while, but now it's kind of coming in with a different, more brown and yellow tones of browns. Yellow tones of gold that they're shifting and shaping into a different era of gold. So they call it military gold. And again, it's not just a limited, being just a gold. So it kind of looks like, mixed with another color. So it really comes in different formats, and I'll call it a new gold they're really in. And they're really putting it into the accents and textiles and the interiors that they really need some accents to be brought out, that they are introducing this military gold on. Another fun color, pink Charlottes. So again, this year that I see that it's going into 2021, fall of 21 and 22 and 23, the people are really expressing. People are really shy and sheltered into, understanding and the kind of limiting themselves into the small scale, and they're really coming out bold. As of yet, they're trying to kind of mix it very sophisticated and very elegant way of saying the colors. So whether that's green or pink or orange, but it is definitely at the maximum level that it's moving in. But designers and marketplaces are finding such a harmonious way to really mix that really well. So it won't be so tiring in your eyes. So there's such a good rhythm going on that it is that I'm really enjoying the new movements that are coming in. So as you can see, the pinks are not just pink, it's different types of pinks. So people are really not limited in the one hue anymore. People are really mixing and using in their own personalities and their own expressions. So next, this topic, now that we learned the new trends and the colors, so now I would love to share some of the things about what US buyers are expecting from vendors. The qualities and features that designers and buyers look for. So when I go to the marketplace, so I can kind of place myself in the buyer since I go as a buyer. So when I go for strong branding. I'm walking down the aisles and I'm walking down the halls and looking many different show features and whatever that has a strong branding, not just a loudness, not something that looks like so colorful, but whichever the vendor has a strong brand, my heart kind of goes and my eye goes. So I would love to go and engage and get to learn more about the product. So strong branding. So if you guys have a branding, make sure that you guys can make it very sharp and very unique and very strong. And if you don't, make sure that you consult with somebody who can kind of help you to create your branding within. The next is up to trends and look and pattern. Make sure your products are not outdated. People aren't really looking after old and outdated products because it's a very busy, and very well going when you actually go to the marketplaces. It's a fast pace. People aren't really stopping and try to learn why it is so old and outdated. So there's no mercy. So you have to just keep moving forward to create a new trends that are really well kept up with the new movements and the colors and patterns. So I will make sure that I will try to bring the new trends and different colors and what really is coming to the new market will be expressed to you guys through the monthly studies. But as well as that, what other thing that I wanted to emphasize is the quality. So like I said, quality, quality, quality. So that is something that I cannot miss out. Even though you might have a strong branding, you might have a really nice trends going on within your design. If your quality is not being met, people aren't buying. So you have to make sure that look through the quality control is something that I really want to emphasize. And then another thing is when buyers actually engaging with the vendors, they want to know about how things are made and how quickly it can be shipped. And we are experiencing such a difficulty as of now in the marketplace with the shipping and lead time. Supply chains are stopping due to COVID. It's really hard to order things because we don't even know when it's coming. So hopefully you guys can work on shipping and lead time and all those logistics and shipping matters so you can really inform the buyers and designers the right ways. And then you can probably ensure your quality of your product can be also coming with the good lead time, the easy shipping experience. And again, effective price. The buyers and designers and store owners, they're looking for well-priced products. If the product's really high-end, the price is really cheap, it really doesn't go. So it really has to go with what you make and how you price well. They have to really go together. So when we see the branding and all the quality really are meeting together in one good, strong ways, and the price is coming very effectively, and then we get very attracted. Designers or buyers are very attracted to come to the conversation and really engaging to learn more about your product, and oftentimes it goes right into purchasing. And again, social media and marketing, I actually talked about this last year. It is so important, even though your company has been going on for a while and it has a good story and good history to go. But if there's no presence on the platform as a social media the marketing part, people aren't really not really knowing how to really engage and how to really understand your company. So make sure that you have that platform, even though you might not have many followers as of yet, but do something, good campaigns and all those things to really bring your social media really up to date. And US distribution status is another thing that people are looking. So for example, when I go to the marketplace and when I see a product that are new and looking very nice, quality's there and shipping time is good and it's social media and everything's there, but right there, I will ask, so how does your product really gets distributed? You know, do you have a place in US? So you guys will do something with US is really important because people are still very shy importing directly from another country without any US support on. So if you can make something that could happen, that whether you have a warehouse or personnel who can help you setting up your distribution in US, that will be really good. That buyers will feel very secure talking to you guys. And customer service, even after the order's been placed, people are definitely wanting to continue to communicate with you guys and want to follow up with it. So customer service through your website. So it will be a little bit challenging for international vendors because the time zone, the time difference and all, it will be really hard to keep up with the customer service. But all these things are really important for you guys to start thinking, you know, am I going to really have a strong brand in how and quality control, how I'm going to really do that, effective price and shipping. And so all of these matters are very important. So you can start from strong branding and setting up something with social media and thinking about US distribution, but all of it, I want you guys to kind of sit back and gather together your teams and try to kind of have these to be prepared. So when you launch, you'll be quite ready. And then the connection will be made and the purchase could be made right away. So these are some of the photos there are from the recent markets. When people come, like I said, people are really checking all the things that I just mentioned, like a strong branding, the way the products are displayed, whether there's a good repetition going on, a strong sense of what your brand is all about, and what targeted audience that you're going after. So this is really important to think about, you know, where you guys want to go and whom that you are targeting to sell your products. And another photo, people are really mingling. They're not just like coming and looking, they are definitely coming, checking all the things out. They would love to collect all the information as possible when they come. Another photo. So when they see something interesting, they will definitely come and start talking to you. So if you can really come, and I'm sure your representative KTC will bring your products. So whomever representative representing your products to the customer has to know every single thing about your products because they will ask a lot of things. And then they are checking qualities and details and how it really works and you know what design is under and what inspiration the designers are actually bringing. So it's very overwhelming. There's a lot of information they're sharing and they're actually intermingle and exchanging. So I highly recommend you guys to prepare like some type of brochures and marketing materials to be ready when KTC is launching your products in US. Yeah, again, marketplace is not just selling and buying. It is definitely about exchanging life. So when people come and learn about your product, they want to know about who you are and how you started the business and what you guys are trying to do and envisioned to do in the future. So just again, when you do the marketing brochures and things, just say something unique about yourself and not just your product information, something that are really meaningful, why you had started your business and what makes you to keep moving forward and going. And all those aspects will definitely will interact with the buyers who are coming to the booth. So this one I want to share, so US market flow. So it's a flow chart, it's a map that explains how it really works and how it actually intermingles. So through this, and I hope you guys have a good definition of what US market is all about, especially in the home textile and interior design industry. So there is a market. So there's a trade show that happens. So one thing that is really important for you to know for this trade shows, the markets, the consumers, the end users, the individual buyers cannot come. So they're not qualified to come. So the credential definitely is stopped. So the trade shows are happening between not consumers, but definitely wholesalers and trade members. There are designers and architects and store owners and box. Those are only ones who can attend. So the consumers are definitely outside of that. So marketplaces are coming only as a two ways. So one is a buyer side and one is a vendor side. Vendor is who are exhibiting their products, that the vendors are bringing their merchandise to be displayed the best ways possible with all the things we just talked about, marketing status and social media, distributions and everything. They're all there. And then all those fun things that actually happen at the trade shows. I do know the KTC had show last year, High Point 2020. So that actually brought a lot of information, really important topics, but we didn't have a lot of products. So I'm really looking for you guys to send a lot of your good products. So it could be well represented and displayed throughout the showroom. So at the marketplace, so there are, in my opinion, there are other types of buyers, but I think in my opinion, there are 4 different types of buyers. One is box stores and store owners and designer and architects and online e-commerce. So on online e-commerce, they're only having the e-commerce presence. So they don't have any physical stores. And designers and architects, whether they do have a space, they are separated from other groups and store owners and box stores. So the e-commerce, I'm going back to e-commerce, online e-commerce buyers, they look for something that they can distribute through their stores very easily. So they're looking for a company who may do drop shipped for things to be taken care of without their efforts. So online customers are coming and checking out if the vendor has the facility that can do private labels and drop ship to their customers. So engagement is quite different for online e-commerce. And then their products are purchased by online customers only, since they don't have a store. And designers and architects. So designers are coming and architects are coming to the market 2 reasons. From sometimes they do come to purchase, but oftentimes they come to study the market, the trends and movements and colors, so they can turn around and inform and educate their consumers and their design clients. Since design clients and consumers cannot come to the trade shows, the designers and architects are extremely important in the US market as a filter who are bringing the newest information to the end users and to clients. So oftentimes designers are really working with vendors to really inform what designers are looking for the new season. So there are a lot of exchanging information there. So designers are coming not only to buy, but also to study. So it's not just a sales concern, but they also come and really adapt all the things they can learn from the marketplace, because they have a job to do, which is turn around and go and share those information with their clients and their audience that they're out there. But there are some designers and architects who might have a store and who might have studio things they sell on the floor. But oftentimes we do see designers are coming, really bringing the information that needs to be shared. Store owners, whether they have a store, big stores or small stores, their focus is definitely coming and buying for their new stock. So they're definitely coming in with a little bit more volume driven purchasing. So they're ready to really understand what is really coming in so they can buy all the things and purchase all the things they can receive and display and sell to their retail customers. So there's a little bit different from store owners to designers, that they function a little bit differently. And another group is a big box stores. So these are more conglomerate box stores, such as like Target and Wayfair, and those sometimes Amazons are coming into the home textile and interior design trade shows these days, and they're trying to kind of engage with those big small vendors to launch their products on their platforms. So there are big box stores are there, the store owners are there, designers and architects are there, online e-commerce presence is there. So they function a little bit differently, but when you guys think about where to go and how to do, and want you to have a target, not necessarily going after everybody, because the focus is a little bit different. So it might be really good to talk about whether you guys would want to focus store owners, the big box stores, or designers, or e-commerce. The way you prepare for US market might need to be a little bit differently shaped and change and alter a little bit. And again, I want to talk about the products that there are distributed through this chains in this 4 different formats, starting from big box stores. So when they come, they usually look for something they can turn that into their needs. So oftentimes those big box stores do come to the vendors and ask for and suppliers to re-engineer. So which means if there's a product, they want to make it into A plus or A minus and alter a little bit so it kind of meets the price point. But oftentimes they definitely look for something that's well value engineered, which means a little bit cheaper, a little bit lesser money. So it is easier for a lot of buyers in different price group. So rather than quality, it is definitely a little bit more quantity driven. But when they buy a lot. So there's a benefit that you guys can kind of figure through. The box stores have a power, so they can buy into a lot of things, but oftentimes they want certain products to be redesigned again for their purpose. The next one is the store owners. Store owners are, like, it could be, depends on their focus and their product level. Sometimes they look for very exclusive, very unique designs, and sometimes they are look for, same thing as the box stores, it's more price-driven type of products, but their focus at the marketplace is definitely buying. They are purchasing, so they're coming and they don't want to really play around. They don't really come to study alone like designers and architects. When store owners are coming, they're coming there to buy. So if you guys make something, you can probably make something very unique, and maybe one kind, many different color scheme, and good price point. Packaging's already and price list is made, and all those things that I talked about, how to really prepare for US markets, being all there, maybe you guys can probably link right into store owners who can actually buy into the immediate purchasing right away. So think about that when you prepare your products and your launching plan. And again, designers and architects are a very important segment of this whole flow chart, because they're the one who really moves the markets. So people, the vendors and everybody is really listening to designers and architects, because they're the one who are bringing their expressions. So they tell the vendors what they're looking for, what they miss from finding, from the marketplaces. But oftentimes, they're the one who can buy a lot of high-end, expensive, exclusive items. They may not really be able to buy a lot of stuff. So oftentimes the designers and architects, that they are not buying volumes. They don't buy a lot of stuff, but they do buy their unique items. So if your products are very designers and architects driven, I highly recommend for you to really check into newest trends and things that are in US throughout. Maybe you can subscribe into the magazine websites and things to try to really obtain your design to be right at the neck of what they're looking for. So please study. If you are really going after designers and architects, the design aspect is going to be extremely important. Although they are not buying, because if they're design driven, they can buy into very, very expensive purchases. And designers and architects, they do come with pretty decent budget when they come to the marketplace, because it happens usually once or twice a major market. So when they miss those, they have to wait another big cycle. So they do come and buy very unique products. And online e-commerce, this might be a little bit tricky for maybe Korean vendors, but if there are things that could be made, because it has to come from Korea to their end users. So maybe online e-commerce might be something that it needs to develop further down the road, but maybe something could be happening. If you do have a US distribution center established already, this could be a good opportunity. But for those who are coming for the first time, I feel like store owners might be a big way, because big box stores they need to kind of come to you, and they have to talk to the owners of the company to re-engineer the products. So store owners could be a good focus, and designers and architects could be a good focus for you guys. So these are the important kind of flows of how to really understand how US market works and how it really moves around. But again, when it comes to US market, there's a vendor that goes to wholesale, and wholesale to end users and consumers. When I experienced Korean trade shows one time, I have seen the end users actually come to the trade shows directly. So there's an intermingle of exchanging platform that happens right there and there. But in US, end users are in the skirts line. They are waiting for store owners to display new products on their floor, or designers and architects to feature the new products on their platforms, whether they're introducing or buying for clients and design projects. So end users don't get to really see what's really coming. So wholesalers and trade members are the ones who are responsible, really launching it to the next level, which is end users and homeowners and consumers. So that is a good dynamic that you guys can understand. So when you prepare, you can talk to the minds of these wholesale and trade members. Okay, so this is something that I have studied together last year, but I really felt that it is so important, as I have helped KTC for last High Point Markets, and I have seen some of the products that you guys actually launched and brought sent over. So through that, I wanted to just reemphasize some of the things that I felt that it was so important. So again, the preparation for launching in US market, study US market very carefully. Since it's a new culture, new country, and it is the biggest market in the world. So if you can conquer US market, you guys were ready to go anywhere in the world. So make sure that you study really well. And benchmarking studies. So if you know where you want to go after, maybe finding somebody who are similar to your company, your competitors in the market might be really important, might be really good, because you can learn from them. You can kind of learn how they start and struggle, and then getting into kind of successful life of their business in US. So benchmarking study will be good. And have a well-designed website. It is so important. This website, I cannot emphasize enough. And make sure it is English version, because when people come to market, they don't have a lot of luxury. They don't have a lot of patience to wait around. So when they come, they go, 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 go. They purchase, they look for designs, they look for whomever who's ready to really make the products to be purchased right on the platform. So make sure you guys have a website, even though it's not really long, make it simple and make it very straightforward and all in English, and test them before that you send the link to KTC or to US vendors, and study export business export license. I do know in order to export your product overseas, you have to have all your documents ready, the license ready, and you have to really understand how harmonized code really works and how you can really fill out the paper. So before you launch, please study all this. I'm sure KTC agency will help you guys to be ready with all this. So study, study, study. Find the special item you can offer. So make yourself very competitive in the marketplace and find something that's very unique. I know the Korean people, you guys are so amazing in terms of the details and qualities. So within that, please find something that's very unique about yourself into the product. And create design boards when developing your designs. So when you design, don't design to design, design to sell. So what it means is if you have a lot of ways to express how you create your products in a different format, as a design board or mood board or some type of expressing type of things, you can actually launch that on your website to really show what the inspiration was all about, what is really meaning behind the design. So that will really make the connection with the buyers very easily. They get very attracted to those kind of things. And colors and pattern study, we study again all the patterns and colors. So make sure that you embed all that into it, and study current trends and movements. All the things that you're learning, please bring that into your new design and build a strong product brand. And again, I said how to prepare. The branding is really important, so make sure the brand awareness is there. And make your price pretty competitive. If you have to know how to sell to wholesalers. So when you actually make the price chart, don't just make the retail price. You have to have your price, and that is a wholesale. And then the next one, you have to put the retail. So the buyers know how to price your product into the retail setting really well and very accurately. And there are, I know like designers price, their stocking dealer, who will be buying a lot of things of yours and then stock in their warehouse and then resell to the end users. I know they might have a different price point that they're looking for. So when you make a price chart, make it into the right format, not just the one retail price alone. So you need to have a wholesale and possibly stocking dealer as well. And my suggestion is if you can hire somebody in a marketplace in US to study a little bit deeper into all of these, I'm sure you guys can find a good plans to come So your launching will be very successful and very meaningful. And I really hope you guys come and really express, what you do really great in this U.S. marketplace very strongly, because U.S. market is very strong. The people who are being serious about selling and launching into the market, they definitely come to United States because it's the biggest market in the world. So if you have a good product, if you have a good design, and if you really want to go to the next level, go international, you guys will consider US market. But when you do it, make sure that you go visit all the things that we just talked about, and then go one by one, and make sure that you have a checklist and you go off, and then you be finished with successful business in US. So thanks again for joining 2021 webinar with Leah Shin on CNH Interiors. And hopefully I can join back with you guys next year, or maybe another season with another topic that will equip you to be successful business vendor in US. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will enjoy your next season. Fall's coming. Thank you.